I always knew my sister-in-law Vanessa had a flair for the dramatic, but I never imagined she would choose my wedding vows as her stage.
A guest decided that during the ceremony was the perfect time for a dramatic, fake fainting spell. I always knew my sister-in-law, Vanessa, had a flair for the dramatic, but I never imagined she would choose my wedding vows as her stage. There is a specific kind of person who cannot handle 3 minutes of silence where the spotlight isn't firmly fixed on them, and Vanessa is the reigning queen of that category. My husband, Leo, and I have been together for 6 years. Throughout our relationship, Vanessa has consistently found ways to make every milestone about her. When we got engaged, she announced she was breaking up with her boyfriend of 3 weeks and cried for 4 hours. When we bought our first house, she had a panic attack because the neighborhood felt unsafe for her to visit. I tried to be the bigger person and included her in the bridal party to keep the peace with my mother-in-law, hoping that giving her a role would satisfy her need for attention. The day of the wedding was beautiful. It was an outdoor ceremony at a gorgeous botanical garden. It was about 75 degrees, perfectly breezy, and everyone was hydrated. Vanessa had been complaining all morning about her shoes, the fit of her bridesmaid dress, and the energy of the venue. I ignored it, focused on the fact that I was finally marrying the love of my life. We reached the most important part of the ceremony. Leo was holding my hands, looking into my eyes, and starting his vows. He got about 3 sentences in, the part where he talks about how I saved him during a hard time in his life, when I heard a strange, rhythmic gasping sound behind me. I looked over my shoulder and saw Vanessa swaying. It wasn't the subtle sway of someone feeling faint, it was a theatrical, wide-arced wobble. Right as Leo said the word forever, Vanessa let out a soft, audible moan and performed a perfect Victorian swoon. She didn't just collapse, she delicately landed on a patch of soft clover, carefully avoiding the stone steps of the altar. The entire front row gasped. My mother-in-law screamed. The ceremony came to a screeching halt. My cousin, who is an EMT, rushed up to check on her. Vanessa remained unconscious for exactly long enough for the photographer to snap several frantic photos of the chaos and for the officiant to set down his book. The moment my cousin mentioned calling an ambulance, Vanessa's eyes fluttered open. She whispered that she was just so overwhelmed with emotion and heat that her body gave out. Because of the commotion, the ceremony was paused for nearly 25 minutes while she was carried to a chair and given water. When we finally resumed, the mood was completely killed. Leo was rattled, I was fuming, and the guests were more focused on whispering about Vanessa than listening to our commitment. The worst part was that an hour later, at the reception, Vanessa was front and center on the dance floor, downing martinis and doing the Cupid shuffle without a single hint of dizziness. That evening, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I saw her at the bar and told her that her little performance was pathetic and that I knew she faked it because she couldn't stand not being the center of attention for 10 minutes. I told her she owed us an apology for ruining the most sacred moment of our lives. She immediately burst into real tears, claiming I was heartless and that she could have been seriously ill. Now, my mother-in-law is blowing up my phone, calling me a bridezilla and saying I should be grateful Vanessa is okay. Leo is caught in the middle, he knows his sister is dramatic, but he thinks I went too far by calling her names on our wedding night. He wants me to apologize to keep the peace, but I feel like I'm being gaslit by his entire family. My parents agree with me, but they want me to drop it so the marriage starts on a positive note. I lost the momentum of my ceremony, the focus of my guests, and the joy of that specific moment because she decided to play Camille in the middle of the garden. I don't think I should have to play nice with someone who treats my life events like her personal additions. Am I the asshole?